morning. It is November 1st. Welcome to November, everyone. As well, it's getting a little bit cooler out, which is nice, and a little bit of fall weather coming our way, as much as we have here in Southern California. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. On our show today from United, we have Andre Torn. He's going to talk about the Governing Documents and Review Committee. Also, a new club, a fairly new club in the community called Shalom Club. And we have a guest on, Nate Cavetti, and he's going to tell us all about that. And then from the Lutheran Heritage Club, we have Marcia Lance here today to tell us all about that and upcoming events for both of those clubs, as a matter of fact. And we're going to bring you a segment with Sterling Financial. Now, there are no meetings to tell you about today, so let's get right to our weather. And, nice weather coming up. A little... today, we're going to be in the upper 70s, and we're going to go down to the mid 70s as we get to Monday and Tuesday, and you see those nice morning clouds coming in. Those may even come in Sunday night. So just considering what we've just had, now, we had all the problems with the winds, not too much here in Orange County, never really got really hot. They were actually a cool Santa Ana wind event, and of course, we get November. It doesn't mean we're not going to get those again. But for now, just some wonderful weather coming our way. Do remember, turn the clocks back when you go to bed on Saturday, because Sunday is the first day of standard time. So there you go. Let's look around the state, and it is absolutely beautiful weather everywhere you go. I mean, look at this. Just gorgeous. Sunny, sunny, sunny. That's it's very rare that you see that, especially up in the North Coast. It is really beautiful. I put up a Mammoth and Big Bear just to show you that they have some beautiful weather. All the Sierras are just absolutely wonderful. And the Bay Area, I can tell you, I take that temperature where I grew up in San Mateo. 74 this time of the year for them is really nice, not unusual. They actually have some of their best weather this time of the year. And it is smoky up there still because of the huge fire that was still is up in the North Bay area around the areas of Fieldsburg. And they do, I think, have that about 60% contained, but I forget how big that is. It's way over 10,000 acres, unfortunately. But overall, great weather coming our way. Just go out and enjoy it, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Do you know how secure your money and personal information will be on your next real estate transaction? Escrow Options Group is the only escrow company trained by the FBI on fraud. We also carry cyber fraud protection and have received the largest industry security measure, the SSAE certification. Ask your real estate professional to open escrow with Escrow Options Group to ensure the protection of your funds and personal information on your real estate transaction.
Come discover what makes South County Lexus different.
The expectation of the customer is a history of the business doing things a certain way, and we do it completely different.
Tell us about the car buying process.
Very clear, very transparent, no haggling.
They do some extra stuff that their dealers they do on a normal basis, so I feel very good, and that makes a big difference.
At South County Lexus,
They really are different.
just like you.
Hey, Laguna Woods, it's Ken.
And Lisa.
Did you miss an episode of This Day? Not to worry. Head over to youtube.com and search Village Television.
Here you can find each episode of This Day and other community programs such as Good Day OC, Discovering Laguna Woods, and much more.
Just click the red subscribe button, then click the bell to be emailed every time we upload a video.
Don't miss out.
And subscribe today.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
Well, with me right now from the United Board is Andre Torin. And Andre, welcome. Nice to see you again.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure coming here. And good morning, Laguna Woods residents. Are you having fun today? Where are you going to have it? Tell us, and we're going to go there together.
All right. You are here mainly to talk about the governing documents committee, right?
Yes. I'm the new chair of the governing doc committee. What we're trying to do is review the incorporate bylaws and operating procedures to make sure that you live here peacefully and quietly and everybody follows the rule. However, recently we begin to heard a lot of complaints that there are too many rules that causing the price of our unit reduction, and of course, less buyer, the price is lower. So we're trying to see if we can combine them without hurting the integrity of our rules and work together with the residents to make it happen. So recently we had our governing document first meeting together, and what we talked about are issues like we talk about charters. What are charters to be? Charter is something that guideline the mandate or the rules that what are the purpose of this governing doc committee. And we basically follow the same governing doc charter, which has made some minor adjustment, clarifications. Okay. And then we talked about talk about executive committee definitions. In our bylaw, it has one phrase sentence that talk about the executive committee, and there were a little bit of confusion as far as because the executive committee is very powerful, so we defined what its power should be. And we are talking about election committees. Recently, the Senate Bill 323 has established a new rule that says if you have equal or less candidates compared to the vacancies, for example, if there are 4 vacancies like the recent third election, there are 4 candidacies and there are 4 vacancies, then there's no need to go through the spend the money to go through this big election. So we can declare the election complete with the same number or less. So that's what we will follow. We will change the rules, bylaws accordingly. Of course, that requires some approval on that. And but at this point there were different versions, discussions. So what we're trying to do at this point, we're going to table it until next meeting. We're going to review all the documents and make sure the legal side are taken care of. I'm not a legal guy, so a lot of the issues we need to depend on legal counsel to do that. And we also decide, this is very important, our meeting, governing doc meeting will be third Thursday of the month at 1:30 in the Sycamore Room. So if anybody has any questions, any idea how we can set up rules, adjust our rules to make your life better here, you can come to the third Thursday of each month, 1:30 at the Sycamore Room. Our next meeting will be on November 21st, 1:30 in the Sycamore Room. Issues we are talking about are we want to reduce the governing documents and rules regulations by maybe 15-20%. Which one we don't know yet, but we're going to review them and making sure the residents will be feel comfortable about that, and also it will help them live a better life here. And we will talk about election in the future agendas. We will talk election rules. We will talk committee advisor requirements, what their qualifications are. We will talk about lender applications. And we may talk about issues like whether we will allow lenders, tenants in our village. So maybe the people with lesser incomes will have some income and pay their assessment and also get companionship.
So you're talking about having a roommate or something? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not a lease. You lease the whole unit out.
Right.
But when you rent a room, that's what we're talking about.
All right.
Okay, so that's potentially an issue. And the requirements for heirs to become members, appeals policy, if you have questions about what why you got a fine or you got compliance issues, you can come to the meeting and what kind of policies we should follow. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to establish a member guide to united governance. Imagine we combine all those 300 pages into a few pages, 5 pages. It would be very small fine print. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's just synopsis of the major issues, or people frequently ask that questions. And discuss standardized village-wise working groups, so we have a unified process for all mutuals working together instead of each mutual have their own and separate rules, costing a lot of staff's time to making sure they follow the right rules. And we're going to talk about this, propose to talk about tax abatement. The details are not clear yet, but it seems like there's a tax implication for our residents. And we're going to talk about roles and responsibilities and protocols for the board members, what exactly our role is. Should we pay more attention to the residents or for the corporations that we talk about a lot in the past? And we're going to talk about our 5 years, 3 years, mission, vision, strategic directives of United Mutual, so VMS can work with us and help us achieve those strategic directions.
Okay.
So basically that's what we're trying to accomplish at this point.
All right, and you said it's the third? I'm sorry, I forgot what you said about it's the third Thursday or something like that? I mean, we'll announce that, of course.
Yes,
but,
it's the third Thursday of each month.
Okay.
At 1:30 p.m. That's a very good question, and we welcome everybody. Besides that, I've also made the request of QA checklist. We want them to make sure we have a QA checklist. Because I've heard questions, people talk about, some part is not done exactly, not to the standards, and some people said, my work has been done halfway, about 3 months ago, and nobody following up. So we want to establish a QA procedure, see who's accountable for that, why things are not done, who signed it off, anybody signed off or not. So we want to make sure that, and we want also made a request to a chargeable service that for any kind of chargeable service, there should be a quote for the residents so they can sign up, so to make sure the scope is there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are the issues, and we also talk about the Granicus, which the boardroom software system open up its e-comment area and agenda comment area forum. So allow residents to comment and throw in their 2 cents of opinion, and we can start seeing what's going on the market and among residents. We don't want rumors flying around and we don't know anything about it. We would prefer them to tell us.
All right.
Okay.
Very good.
All right.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much. I'm glad I have the chance to talk to everybody here. And if you have any question, please let us know and come to the admin building, ask for me, and they will tell you my email address and phone number. Feel free to contact us.
Okay.
Every one of our members, we are here for you.
All right. Good to see you. We'll see you next month.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
We'll be right back.
years, we have worked hard to make Brilliant Smile the premier dental office in Laguna Woods. We take the extra time to understand our patients' special needs and always perform the highest quality dental work at affordable prices in a relaxing and friendly environment. There is no need to refer our patients to anybody else. We perform everything from cleaning all the way to the implant and sinus surgeries all under one roof. Stop in or call and experience the Brilliant Smile difference.
Gloria always went big. So we helped her plan a memorial service that no one would soon forget. This one's for you, Gloria. Only a Dignity Memorial professional can celebrate a life like no other. Find out how at dignityorangecounty.com.
Most real estate agents stick to the 3 Ps of marketing. They place it on the MLS, they put up a sign, and pray that it sells. Laguna Premier Realty takes a different approach to marketing your home. From professional and high-quality photos, to high-definition video, single property websites, and 3D virtual tours. We will make your property stand out and, most importantly, sell. So whether you are looking to list your current home or find your dream home in the Village, Laguna Premier Realty is here to help.
At the Memorial Care Breast Center, Saddleback, you will always find a friendly face to guide you through your annual mammogram visit. Our staff, dedicated subspecialist breast radiologists, knowledge and innovative technology awaits your visit to our center. With the Laguna Woods shuttle service right at our sidewalk, this convenient location offers you quick access for your appointment. You can expect nothing but the best for all your breast health needs at Memorial Care Breast Center, Saddleback.
Holiday season is near, and Diane's Hallmark is your one-stop shop for the special people in your life. We have beautiful, unique gifts and decorations, women's clothing, religious items, cards of course, and a wide selection of amazing, fun items you must see to believe. Come see why so many of your neighbors come to Diane's Hallmark for their holiday needs. Diane's Hallmark is close by in Laguna Niguel. Stop in to see our broad selection of year-round and seasonal gifts and cards.
Welcome back. Well, with me today, it's always fun to have people on for the first time to learn about a club that is fairly new. And today we have on Nate Kavetny, and he is with the Shalom Club of Laguna Woods Village. They're celebrating coming up their first year. So welcome, sir. Nice to have you here today.
Pleasure meeting you and giving me the opportunity
of course, yeah.
to tell you about the club.
So tell us about the club. I have not heard about this club before, and it's been around for just about a year.
Well, first of all, the Shalom Club, the word shalom means a lot in many languages. It's a Hebrew word, which means peace, hello, goodbye, wishes of good nature all over the world. There are many Shalom clubs in the United States, from what I understand, in many clubs like we are here. You have a lot of people that showed great interest in the culture and the history behind the Shalom. So since I was born in Israel, it was just natural for me to see, I saw a need here. And a year ago we started it. There were 100 people attended, which I was very, very happy.
Very good.
And we are celebrating our first anniversary coming a week from this Sunday.
All right, very good. And you guys are going to be having a celebration with music and comedy and all kinds of stuff, right?
Yes, we're going to do that. And I happen to like magic. And
very good.
I'm going to perform some magic, as long as we can have smiles on the faces of the people. What else do you want? And amazements.
That's really good. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you.
And, you know, if I recall, didn't you come on one of our shows before and do some magic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was about a year
it was on
or two
Esther's
ago
show.
with Tony.
Yeah, with Tony. Oh,
yes.
okay. All right.
Nice man. Nice
All
man.
right. Very good. Now, You've been around for about a year, and how often do you folks meet?
Once a month.
Okay.
And we have a committee that we meet also once a month to plan. Okay. And we have a mission statement there that is right in front of you. And it started off by, you can discuss anything you want. And it's open to anybody.
Okay.
There's one limitation.
All right, what's that?
No politics.
No politics, okay.
Because we have seen families split because of politics.
Right.
We don't want that.
Right.
Life is too beautiful to spoil it with politics.
Yeah. And your meetings that you have, you already, this is a different one because it's a celebration, so it's a little bit bigger than normal as far as the magic show and music and singing?
Yeah, that's the celebration, sort of, and we hope that at least a lot of the people that were at the beginning will come to celebrate with us the occasion that the Shalom Club is still in existence.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Thank you.
Now, as far as the people that join up, you get people from all walks of life and all?
It is right. If you see the statement, it kind of encompasses everything, and it's up to you to repeat it because you're much better in English than I am. And it's open to anyone from any religions, from any walks of life, except politics again.
Except politics. All right. So you're going to have people coming in and well, you're doing the magic show, right?
Yes.
And somebody's doing like comedy and all kinds
I'll
of stuff?
do some comedy, and I'll let people laugh at me. I don't care.
How long have you been here and lived in the village?
3 years.
Okay.
And I think that's the best 3 years that I've ever had. I have been a professional. I was born in Israel. Came here 62 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And I became an optometrist.
Oh, very good.
Did it for 42 years. And I think that this is about the greatest country in the world that gave me the opportunity to practice and advance and have a lifestyle that I would like to have been here.
Yeah.
So this is the greatest country in the world.
Well, yes, certainly. Well, I think it's wonderful that you're doing this club and that it's been around for a year.
Thank you
That's
very
great.
much. Thank you for the opportunity to interview me and to promote the occasion on Sunday.
As you say here, brings joy and peace and togetherness. So
thank you very kindly.
Great. Maybe we'll have you come on and do magic one time. That would be fun.
I will. Be happy to do that for you.
Okay, that would be great.
Thank you, my friend.
Always good to see you, Nate.
Thank you
Good
very
to see
much.
you again. And folks, again, they are going to be meeting on November 10th, which is a Sunday, from 3:30 to 5 at Clubhouse 3 in Dining Room 1. So if you'd like to go, it's at $3 per person, and you can have a great time.
Thank you very much.
All right, you take care, and we'll
Have
be
a
right
beautiful
back.
day.
You too.
Did you know that the Laguna Hills Lodge was originally built as a place for relatives or friends to stay when they were visiting? In 1968, Laguna Woods' residents built the first 2 buildings of the lodge because they wanted a place close by for visitors to stay. Since then, the lodge has become the spare bedroom for the Laguna Woods' residents. The lodge has received the TripAdvisor Award of Excellence 8 years in a row. We invite you to stay in one of our recently remodeled garden rooms and take advantage of a special offer for Laguna Woods' residents, family, and friends.
Living and learning in Laguna Woods Village is a unique experience. For over 40 years, the Emeritus Institute has provided tuition-free college classes within your community. Join us to experience expert faculty, quality academics, and to make new friends through the Emeritus Institute. New classes start every semester, and you can join nearly any time. Visit our office at Clubhouse 4 or anytime at saddleback.edu/emeritus. Learn, live, and thrive with the Emeritus Institute.
Ernest Hemingway wrote The Old Man and the Sea at 52. Satchel Paige was still dominating batters at 59. Celia Cruz was still winning Grammys at 77. John Wheeler illuminated our ideas of the universe at 70. And Roger Crouch was 56 when he first went into space. Your best is yet to come.
Looking for a Medicare plan? It's time to look at SCAN.
It's a different type of company. Members are the most important thing.
It's not about the bottom line. It's about what's right.
From the phone call to the help, the service, the benefits, everything.
Comprehensive Medicare coverage. Exceptional service. That's how it should be. If you're new to Medicare, have both Medicare and Medi-Cal, or have been diagnosed with certain chronic conditions, you may qualify to join SCAN now. Call or ask your broker about SCAN today.
For one night only at the Performing Arts Center, the former lead singer for Santana.
Are you sure you like that?
He'll be performing a mixture of Motown and traditional R&B that will take you back to the magical days of your youth, plus grace from his years with Santana. Don't miss this one. One night only, November 10, 11-time Grammy Award winner Tony Lindsay at the Performing Arts Center.
Well, I'd like to welcome back Marcia Lenz from the Lutheran Heritage Club, and it's good to have you here today. Welcome.
Nice to be back.
You've got all kinds of stuff going on.
We do. We have a lot of exciting events coming up. On November 17th at noon, we are having a wonderful speaker coming to our church at Lutheran Church of the Cross on El Toro Road, and he's going to be talking about Lutheranism. So why the Lutheran Heritage Club even exists is because of the reformer Martin Luther. Okay. And we just celebrated a Reformation Sunday, which was just this last Sunday. And it's about how his heritage really affected the different faiths and the different denominations that are around even still today. So this man is going to be teaching us a little bit more about Lutheranism, and he's a very dynamic young speaker. We've heard him before.
Okay.
So it's going to be exciting, and it's a free lunch, which is really nice to have, but we do need an RSVP so that we can know how much to prepare.
And we have the number on the screen there.
Yes, the screen's right there.
Please call 949-837-4673. And yeah, that's important. You have to know how many people are going to be there, especially when you're having smoked brisket.
Yes, brisket.
Yeah. So that'll be great, and that'll be again on the 17th at noon. And I'm looking, where is it at? Is it at the Lutheran Church?
It is at the Lutheran, Laguna Woods campus.
Okay, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't somewhere else. And of course, we're in, you've got a lot of things going on. You have your regular luncheon that's every Tuesday at 11 o'clock, right?
Yes, we do. And we have some other opportunities for the community to come together. We have a special Thanksgiving community service that we do, and that's coming up on November 26th. We have two different opportunities, at 10:30 in the morning, which is followed by a wonderful Thanksgiving meal.
Yes.
And that's $10 for that meal. But what's nice about this church service is that we are including so many of the different churches around this area. So the pastors, the rabbis from around the area all come in, and then they share what they're thankful for.
So it's a multi-denominational.
It's a very multi-denominational. And so that's a community event.
Yeah.
We also have something that we're doing right now, which is getting ready for adopt-a families. We do this for families around the area that are in need.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And we do that at Thanksgiving and at Christmas. And so if you're interested in helping out, you can bring a can of food or something like that. But we usually adopt about 5 families at each of our campuses.
Okay.
And so it's just by bringing in donations. If you're shopping and you're buying cranberry sauce, buy an extra can and drop it off at the church. So it's very simple, very easy things, non-perishable, mostly so that the families can then cook their own meals, but they're provided with everything they need.
Very nice.
So we do that at Thanksgiving. So that's coming up this month. And then those same families we adopt again at Christmas time. And then if they have children or adults in that family, then they are given a gift So we have, many opportunities that are outreaches to this area. And right now we're kind of in the middle of the Shoebox Ministry.
And what's that?
The Shoebox Ministry was started by Franklin Graham. And they are just boxes that you put toys and goodies in for children. And if you have any questions, you can always call the church and find out. And we have boxes that we provide for you.
Okay.
So you just fill them, and so a child would open it up. That might be the only gift they receive during the whole year. And so that's another outreach we're doing right now.
Very good. Now you brought, I said the Yule log, but you call it... Now,
it's an Advent Yule log.
Now, tell us about that, because when I hear the word Advent, I think Advent calendar.
Yes.
And we always, it's been tradition, we always get one for my daughter each year.
Right.
Even though she's going to be 13, she still likes them.
Of course, Advent calendars are fun.
They're more fun stuff. In other words, it might be like a little Lego Star Wars figures one year.
Correct, yes.
Whatever
or
it might
just
be.
opening a door and just seeing a picture.
Yeah.
Yes, I grew up with those too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So but I've never heard of the log.
The log.
Yeah.
So another outreach we're going to do is called the Advent Celebration.
Okay.
And we're going to be doing that on December 1st, which is 1 month from today. Hard to believe it's already November 1st. And it's after the 9 o'clock service at our church. We will have an opportunity to create your own Yule log for Advent. We will provide all of the materials, and you get to create your own.
That's nice.
And so it's a fun way to then celebrate in your family. You could put that on your coffee table or on your dining room table. And we also will provide them with this beautiful little Advent calendar devotion, so that every day of the month of Advent, preparing for Christmas, they will be able to read a little devotion, which is a Bible verse, but then also feelings of, what does this make us feel like? And sometimes Christmas and Advent is a tough time for people. And so some of those devotions,
I'd never heard
they do that.
I always thought Advent calendars, they were just Advent calendars. I didn't know it was like a time of Advent.
It is. It's an actual part of the church year that prepares you for Christmas. So each day you kind of learn a little bit more about how Jesus was
so this
going
goes
to be born.
Way back,
way
and many
back.
different religions use this.
Many use that.
Okay.
So this was just a fun way that we can have, instead of a calendar to open a door, you can light a candle and do devotions as a family.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen that before. That's really cool. And you even have the logs and everything?
We do. We have them all split.
Do you go out and shop?
Everything.
Did you do that?
I did. To axe and everything.
All right. That's cool. All right. Now, when is this going to be?
This is going to be December 1st.
Okay.
And so that's a Sunday at 9 o'clock service. And
that's
just
a lot
come,
of fun.
and we have a 9 o'clock service, and then from 10 to 11, there's an hour. And in that hour, we will all be meeting together and creating our logs.
All right. That's something I'd never heard of that before. So I think that's cool.
Fun.
Now, to sign up for any of these, we already talked about your luncheon.
Yes.
Now, what about the Thanksgiving one? Same number? Or
yes, the same number, or you're just welcome to come.
Okay.
There is nothing that, it's nice because if you are coming to the 10:30 service, so that we know how much food, again, how much turkey and dressing and things, but we usually have plenty of food.
Okay.
So even if it's last minute, you're welcome to come.
All right, that's really good. And we'll mention that again so people know.
Sounds good.
Good to see you, as always.
Good to see you too.
You take care.
All right, you too.
All right, and I think that's a great idea.
All right,
log. I've
come
never
make
seen
your
that.
Yule log.
All right, we'll get chocolate ones too.
I'm Ann Mundell Noel, audiologist and owner of Amazing Hearing. As an audiologist, I have the education and expertise to assess, diagnose, and treat hearing loss. Hearing aids are only one part of the treatment process. The way we have been taught to fit, counsel, and use hearing therapy is what makes us different. Amazing Hearing, audiologists with the education, expertise, and empathy to change how you hear.
Hi folks, this is Dan O'Weiler with Sterling Financial Advisors. You've seen me from time to time coming in to be on Channel 6 with Ken Goldenberg, and he has interviewed me with various retirement topics over the years, and we've decided to maybe take a little bit different approach in educating you on some things that we think are important in setting up a secure retirement. You might have known that we put on retirement seminars with our company, Sterling Financial Advisors, and we do that from time to time, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks. We have people come to our seminars, and we actually have them write down questions in regards to some things that they would like to hear in the seminar and what is of interest to them. Interestingly enough, all of the questions probably fall within 4 or 5 categories. Retirement income, when I should take Social Security, how much money do I need? All those types of things are questions that are commonly asked in the seminars that we take. Well, so we thought we would put together some of these subjects and have me just maybe educate you a little bit, kind of talk to you about what we think is important in those different categories. And so today we're going to be talking about required minimum distributions from retirement plans. There seems to be a lot of confusion as to how you go about taking that. Do you have to in fact take those distributions? So I think we'll talk about required minimum distributions and the guidelines and the laws regarding that. So we'll go ahead and get started. I use a whiteboard, and we'll just kind of talk to you a little bit about the basics of required minimum distributions and how they work. So I'm going to move over here to the board, and so if you can follow me, that will be great. The first thing to know is that at some point the government has told us we have to start taking money out at age 70 and a half. So at age 70 and a half, it's called required minimum distributions. And that means the government says to you, if you have an IRA or a 401k, 403b, 457 plan, any type of retirement plan where we're obligated to take those requirements out, we have to start that at age 70 and a half. Now, somebody has asked, well, when by 70 and a half? Well, it's April 1st of the year following when you turn 70 and a half. So let's assume that here we are on, let's say June 1st, we turn age 70 and a half. Okay? That means we have till the following April 1st, before we have to take our first required minimum distributions. Okay? So if we have a $300,000 IRA, I'm just taking that as an example. I know some of you have more, some of you might have less, but if you have $300,000 in your IRA account or 401k and you turn age 70 and a half in June, okay, you have till the following April 1st until you have to take your first required minimum distributions. Now, if you wait till April 1st of the following year, then by December 31st, you have to take out another distributions for age 71. So you would have 2 distributions in that first year if you wait till April 1st. So tax-wise, tax planning, you may want to consider whether or not it makes sense to wait till April 1st that first year, because you'll have a double distribution that year. But let's assume you have $300,000 in your IRA. You turn age 70 and a half. Okay, how do you go about figuring out what your required distribution is? Well, there's a publication called Publication 590 of the IRS Code. It's a publication that the IRS publishes that talks about distributions from IRA accounts or 401ks or retirement accounts. And they list a schedule there of life expectancies. For age 70 and a half, it is 27.4. So that means next year, when you're age 71, it would be 26.5. And then 25.6 7 or whatever that factor is, you have to take this factor and divide it into $300,000. So you would take 27.4, divide it into $300,000, and that turns out to be $10,950. So that's what your required distribution is for that first year. You would have to take it out by April 1st of the following year. Now, what happens if you don't take it out? Well, there's a problem there. Okay, if you don't take out $10,950, whatever you don't take out is subjected to a 50% penalty, and that's a high penalty. So if we only take out $5,950, we are $5,000 short. That means that you would end up paying 50% penalty on that, which equates to $2,500, okay? And so you would end up having to pay a penalty of $2,500 that very first year if you failed to take out all $10,950 and you were, in this example, short $5,000. So you don't want to forget taking out your required minimum distribution. You always want to make sure that you will do that every year no matter what, because you'll have to pay that penalty, plus you still have to go back and take out that $5,000 that you didn't take, which creates more taxes on your tax form. So you always want to remember, folks, to take out your required minimum distributions. There's really no way to avoid required minimum distributions from our retirement accounts because the government has allowed us to defer these taxes over a period of time. Many times people will say, well, can't I just pass this on to my kids and avoid that? Well, that would be nice, but the government requires us to take out this because they want the taxes, and they said age 70 and a half is when we have to start taking this out, okay? And so we're going to talk about maybe some options that we have and that can have what we call an exit strategy from these tax-infested accounts, so to speak, how we go about maybe minimizing the amount of taxes we or our heirs have to pay. And so we want to be able to have some kind of exit strategy rather than just sticking our head in the ground thinking that this problem is going to go away, because it never goes away. So we're going to, in the next segment, we'll talk a little bit about maybe some strategies that we use with some of our clients in being able to reduce or eliminate the taxes on these types of tax-infested accounts. So this is Dan O'Weiler, the retirement professor, wishing you a great day, and we hope you have an enjoyable retirement. Thanks.
If you have Medicare, you got to get Alignment Health Plan's Black Card. It's a member-only benefit, unlike anything I've ever seen, giving you access to one-on-one health support any time of day or night. Need to schedule an appointment or need it right there? They'll take care of it. Now you can talk to a doctor 24 hours a day. Call them and get a card of your own, and all the benefits you deserve, too.
I came from Western Massachusetts, and there's a lot of folks that seem to come from like the Boston area here, and the area of the East Coast, and then I came out here in 1979, and I started working in the Saturday morning cartoon houses. You know, it was called Filmation, and I drew Fat Albert, Heckle and Jekyll, and Flash Gordon. That's how I learned to become an animator. And then I kept applying at Disney because I heard they admire perseverance. So on the fourth time, they said, you know, we admire your persistence. You're coming into our training program. So I did, and that was the start of a 24-year love affair and experience with that company. I'm here now.
Wow.
Yeah, living the life. And I think, that's one of the things that people do now is that we sort of compartmentalize our story so that we can sort of pick the highlights of because our lives are long before we come to the village, so it's really kind of challenging. But I worked at Disney for 24 years, and after I left there, I went back to school. I was an adult learner. I went to college as an adult, and then after I got I completed my master's degree and my doctorate, and I went to work in the public sector, which is very different from working in the private sector, such as Disney. So I was the head of training for the city of Pasadena, and I retired from as the head of training for the Metrolink organization, which is our regional railroad. And that was it.
Wow.
My whole life. 25 words or less.
So you were telling me an interesting story about Roy Disney in Russia.
Well, if you have to say what was one of the, most sensational experiences in your work life, Disney had a lot of them, but one time it was around 1990, and it was the period when the Soviet Union, just before the Soviet Union fell, and it was called Perestroika and Glasnost, which was a cultural exchange. Well, Madame Gorbachev called the Disney Corporation, and she wanted Roy Disney and his wife Patty and a few, there were 14 of us, and we went over to the Soviet Union. We brought 4 animated films with us, because they wanted to share those with as many people as they could get into the theaters, because they'd never seen these movies. And the Moscow airport was shut down when we arrived there, and we rode through the middle of Moscow in a motorcade. And I mean, it was absolutely remarkable. It was really remarkable. It was an unusual event, to say the least.
That sounds pretty cool.
It was very cool, very cool.
So I know you're involved in a lot of activities here. You're hosting Discovering Laguna Woods Village. Did you have TV experience before? Or is that your first TV show you've done?
Well, no, I not camera work.
As a host?
I've done a lot of presenting. I presented all over the world. Disney sent me to Singapore and Hong Kong and London and Paris and Moscow, but other places where we were actually recruiting for regional offices there. So I would go into schools primarily and recruit young artists to work in the regional offices so that they could produce product. I mean, Disney was going through a period of rapid growth, and so they needed to staff up these offices. So they sent me all over the world, and it was amazing, absolutely amazing. So I presented a lot, but I wasn't on camera. That's new.
So you're a natural.
No, I don't know about that. I practiced talking to my refrigerator. That's my secret.
So your jewelry work is very, very interesting.
Clubhouse 4 is the most remarkable thing, and I mentioned it in one of my shows as I was talking to Yvonne Lowe. I said, when I walked past the display windows in Clubhouse 4, that was the thing that said, you need to move here because there are people here who make this amazing work, and maybe you can meet them and maybe they can share their skills with you, and they do. They're so generous with their time. So we have great artists that live here and train others and the Emeritus program. So I mean, it's just like, it's like a whole new life. It's like a sandbox for grown-ups. It really is. So I love that aspect of it. You're always on a learning curve.
What other clubs or groups are you working with, hanging out with?
Well, I do yoga, and that's become a new passion of mine, and I feel it actually changing me over time. If you do it regularly, it's a really nice benefit of having the time to learn yoga and to practice yoga. The television show takes up some time, but that's great because I'm always meeting new people. I'm always finding people that have interesting lives and stories, and they're just so wonderful to meet. And we're so lucky that we can just walk wherever we're going, stop, say hello, and find out something about someone who might have come from across town or across the world. Yeah. It's amazing.
Everybody has a bucket list, right, Cindy? Tell us some about your bucket list.
Well, I've already checked off 2 things since I've lived here in 3 years. I learned to swim, and also I learned to ride a horse. So I went over to the stables and, did that for a while.
You never rode a horse before you lived here?
No. No, and I wanted to. And there were horses all around me when I was growing up, and I was always afraid of them. It's similar to the fear I had of water, so a fear of horses. So I'm knocking off all my phobias. But that was terrific. And once I got that out of my system, then I said, okay, I can move on to something else now. But yeah, a few more things to check off.
So now you're a regular horse rider?
No, I just got it out of my system. Yeah, I went a few times and I accomplished that, and then I think the beginning of the fear started to come back. So I said, okay, let's move on to something else. Maybe go back to that. But it's just nice to have it. I mean, who has an equestrian center? It's amazing. Nobody.
You look like you could surf. You thought about trying to surf?
Well, okay. I moved up from learning how to float and swim to paddle. I have paddleboarded. Okay. I have paddleboarded. But you know what I really spend a lot of time doing?
The nap.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list. To be able to, in the middle of the afternoon, sit down and just close your eyes. I never could do that when I was working. It wouldn't do. So now I can.
They call that the guilt-free nap.
It's a guilt-free nap for sure. Yep, just waste a half an hour and get up and do something else. So yeah, why not?
Well, thanks, Cindy. It's been really fun. I'm glad we had this chance to sit down and talk.
Thanks for coming over, Mark. It was fun.
At our new Memorial Wave Imaging Center in Laguna Woods, formerly Orange County Diagnostics, you can expect the same precise imaging, multiple modalities for your imaging needs, and the same friendly staff with medical providers like Dr. Syed Sharakni. The Laguna Woods Transportation Service offers convenient access right to our door, and we continue to provide the care and compassion that you expect from our new Wave Laguna Woods location.
And our movie coming up today is from 2008. It's called Lovely Still, and this stars Martin Landau and Ellen Bernstein and Elizabeth Banks. It's a holiday fable that tells the story of an elderly man who discovering love for the first time. Martin Landau, his character is a perennial bachelor, is surprised when his new neighbor, played by Ellen Bernstein, asks him out on a date. The unexpected romance blooms until his fear and jealousy take the couple down an unexpected path. So I said the other day that this is kind of like, sort of like one of those Hallmark type movies. And it could have been, it's probably started out on the Hallmark Channel or Lifestyle or one of those type of channels. And it does not have subtitles. I want you to let you know. So the 2 o'clock showing will not be without, it will be without subtitles, as will the 7 o'clock one. That's just the way we got it. But a good movie, and that will be about an hour, a little over an hour and a half. Now, on Monday, if you are a fan of the Marvel Universe, this is the latest Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Far From Home, and we're going to show you the trailer now.
Yeah, I miss him too. I don't think Tony would have done what he did if he didn't know that you were going to be here after he was gone.
You gonna be the next Iron Man now?
Well, no, I don't have time. I'm too busy doing your jobs.
What?
I'm kidding. Look, keep up the good work. Because I am going on vacation.
Heads up, Nick Fury's calling you.
I don't really want to talk to Nick
Answer
Fury.
the phone.
Why?
Because if you don't talk to him, then I have to talk to him. I don't want to talk to him. You sent Nick Fury to voicemail?
I gotta go.
You do not ghost Nick Fury.
What up, dorks? What's up? We're just talking about the trip.
I'm here in St. Marco Polo.
Oh, I think MJ really likes me. That reminds me when I first fell in love.
You're a very difficult person to contact, Spider-Man. This is Mr. Beck.
We could have used someone like you on my world.
Your world?
Beck is from Earth, just not ours. The snap to our hole in our dimension.
You're saying there's a multiverse?
We have a job to do. You're coming with.
There you go. Good movie. Tom Holland is Spider-Man, of course. Samuel L. Jackson is Nick Fury. Jake Gyllenhaal is Mysterio. You have Zendaya. She plays, forget her character's name. She's the girlfriend in this. Just a great movie if you like these type of movies, which I do. And this one, as you can see, this takes place right after what the events of the movie Avengers Endgame, when Spider-Man must step up and he kind of becomes the heir apparent, so to speak, to Iron Man, Tony Stark. And good movie. I'm looking forward to this one. That'll be Monday. It's a long one, as all the Marvel movies are. So it's 2 hours, about 2 hours and 10 minutes, 2 o'clock and at 6 o'clock. So there you go. All right, want to remind you again that daylight saving time is ending. It's ending this weekend. So that means when you go to bed on Saturday, unless you want to stay up till technically 2 a.m. on Sunday morning, we turn our clocks back an hour so you get that extra hour of sleep. So a little more daylight in the morning, and things will turn to dusk and to dark an hour earlier in the evening. And this will be, again, this Saturday. So please remember to do that. I remember the days when it was like early October that we would do this. But as you know, they've extended daylight saving time at either end. But that is this Saturday. So do remember that. All right, our weather is going to be really nice coming up. Today and tomorrow, we're going to be in the upper 70s. Then by Monday and Tuesday, we could have that morning fog coming back, which will be great. But we'll still be in the mid-70s. So really pleasant weather. Good Southern California fall weather, as you can see. And fortunately, all those winds are pretty much gone. They still have red flag warnings, by the way, but that's up in Ventura County in those areas just for today. They're still getting some strong winds up there, unfortunately. Around the state this weekend, it is going to be beautiful. I mean, look at this, sunny everywhere. That's unusual, even the North Coast, 62 up there and sunny. Really nice. Would be nice to start getting some rain in very soon, but unfortunately, at this point, that's not in the forecast. It's just some beautiful weather. Palm Springs will have an average of 88 down here in Southern California. Just about everywhere you go will be in the mid to upper 70s, so just nice weather. All right, we will see you on Monday. So you folks have a good weekend. Take care.